Hello, welcome to our episode 6. And in today's episode, we built some nice stuff. We built more endpoints and we also added a data table. So let me just show you what we built in today's episode. So we started off with working on this contact. Okay, I think we started by first completing this one to make sure that you can upload an image. We had not actually connected the token, the upload thing token. So we connected the upload thing, and right now you can create a school with a logo nicely. And then after that, then we went ahead and worked on this contact page, because this is very useful to the owner of the school, of the school management system. He can just get people who want to sign up. So if you just come here right now and just go ahead and fill in some data here. I'm just going to go ahead and fill in some phone number here, any phone number, and then with these names. So this is enough. If you just go here and submit, okay, you can see your request have been successfully submitted. If you check in Postman and you just go under contacts and get contacts, and I just go here and I send this to fetch, you can see we have this Tasha Mendes, this person called Tasha Mendes, the one we have just created, and this is really nice. Okay, we did not just put it just there. We actually added this to the admin section in the dashboard. So if you just go to the dashboard, we created a new section called admin only, that of course we'll hide this when we start adding roles and permissions. So if you just click on contacts, okay, you can see you go to this contact page, and then you have Tasha Mendes that who have just registered right now. So you can see has 3 contacts as Tasha Mendes and these other previous ones, and then has also this view button where I can view this person. Had us via blog, and this is the email, this is the phone number, this is the school, country, joined, and everything, plus even the school page. So we designed this, and this was for the contact. So after finishing this, we were very happy. We had even added this is having all the functionalities you can expect, like search. You can see just real-time search. You can search for anything, really. It doesn't really matter at this point. You can search for the email. It will work. If maybe you say info to make sure that we are searching the email. So you can search the email or search anything, and you will have the search functionality. We also have all these also working, like today, last 7 days. Like maybe we could just say even selecting for a specific period. All these works. Okay. What else that we did? So after the contacts, we went ahead to the classes. So because we wanted to work on the students, if you just go here, wanted to work on the student, and the student, you have to have classes here. You need to have the class and the streams. So we had first work on the class stream. So if you just go here to the streams, you see that you have the streams here, and all these streams are coming from the DB right now. So you have class 6, class 4, and all these other streams. And now if you click to add a new stream, you just add a new stream and just going to say senior 1. Okay, this is just a new class, sorry. So you can just say S1, just like this, S1. Any name you add doesn't matter really. And if I think we have to be refreshing the page. I don't like that, but to see it right now, we can just like refresh the page. You can see S1, 0 streams. It has no any streams right now. So if I select it, you can see we have S1 on top here, but it says it has no streams. So we can create some streams in S1. So just come here and we can just say, for instance, S2. 1A. So in senior 1, you would create 1A, add. Let's add 1B. And let's also add 1C. So you can just like add streams as simple as that, as you have seen. And let's go ahead and refresh. And then click on this. Now you have 1A, 1B, and 1C. So this is really great. So we managed to add the streams and classes. And now this is where time caught up and we couldn't just move on. But this is really fun. We're just going to add the edit functionality. And all this is coming from the API. You may think we're just working with Next.js. This is coming from Node.js. And you can just say here, get classes. Or if I just like send here the request, you will see that the class we just added S1. And you can see in the S1, we have all these streams. Okay. If you also get the streams and you just go here, you will see that actually you also have all these streams. Okay, so this is what we did. And if you just want to continue with me, then just dive in and get started. Hello, welcome back to our episode 6. So in today's episode, we have a lot to work on, and not forgetting what we worked on in our previous episode. In episode 5, we worked on setting up our Node.js API. We're able to register a single school using this endpoint that we created here. And we were able to create a new school, and it was really nice. Now, what we didn't test actually was the image upload, and we're just going to confirm if this image can be. I'm just going to go back to that form. Okay, and just going to say school form. Okay, so you can just like look at this, and let's look at our image upload. I just want to make sure everything is working before we move on. So if you just look at this, go back here, we have this as school logo. And if you just go to our API and you see that this school logo, we have it here. It is 1MB. So what I just want to confirm is only one thing with our API keys. Okay, so you can see I don't have this upload thing token. I don't know why don't I have the upload thing token. So let's go to uploadthing.com. I'm just going to create a project that we are going to use in both we'll use that same project both in React Native and even this, just in case we try to use. So I'm just going to create this app. I'm just going to say school pro app URL, create the app, and then just going to go to API keys, and then we have this token. Just copy, and I can just go ahead and add my token here. Okay, so I have added the token in the env. So right now it is just using a normal image so that we actually see if the logo actually works. Okay, I'm just going to close this browser. Okay, so we have I have added the upload thing token. So next thing, you just try this with a new image and we see how that goes. So just go and just say upload, and let's go ahead and get some image here. That is this one. Let me apply this. And after uploading, we have this, we have error, and the error is about the these images. Okay, so an unconfigured image in Next.js, that is a common error that all of us should be knowing how to solve by this time. You can just copy this, and let's go to our next config, and we can just add where is next config? It is here. So I'm just going to add the images, and I'm just going to change host name. I think you could just put star star, I don't know, for all of them. They just like leave these two and see what is going to happen. So this should restart the server. Okay, let's go back to our page here. Just going to refresh and hoping that this time the error will go. Okay, so let's just like try to create a new school. I'm just going to call this one as just going to use my secondary school, where I started from. Let's just secondary school, and let's just like add here this, and then let's see. Okay, so this is the logo. You can see it now. I'm just going to go ahead and register, and we see if we have this link. So hit the register. Okay, so the school was created successfully. We can just simply go back to our postman here and just simply click on this of schools, and you can see I have this nature secondary school and I have my logo really nicely. So this is good. So this is consistently creating the school. So we'll use the ID and the logo and these details so far. We'll be using them to create other things. Okay. Okay, so now that we are done with that one, we still have the endpoints to hit. So I'm just going to start with, I will make sure all the forms we have right now, we should be able to finish them off. And of course, with after you finishing registering at this point, when you register a school, then it has to go maybe next it would have to go to creating an account. Like the first person who will create this will have to go and register an account. That is going to be for later. So for now, what I want to do is everything you're just going to be creating, they are going to be associated to this school, so that all the parents, all the students, everything, they are going to be actually all of them connected to this school, right? So right now, I'm just also going to go to another endpoint we have, which should be a simple one. This one of contact us. This one, we say this endpoint registers the individuals who are interested in this one registered individuals who are interested in the school management system, like a Spartan school, comes to this page, they register that they're interested in this school, so they put in all this information, and then we receive this information at the dashboard. So this shouldn't be really hard. So we should just get this information and we save it to the endpoint. So the first thing I'm just going to do is actually going to create this endpoint. Okay, and you can see like that is going to be, of course, a public endpoint. Like when someone submit that information, should be, it doesn't need to have to be logged in or anything. So the good place to start with is always this one. Okay, you start by this, and then you go and create a router, or you can just take from the routes here, and we can just duplicate this. Okay, and we can just say maybe I'm just going to say admin, because some of these things are just going to be under admin. So I'm just going to say admin.ts. I'm just going to create an admin router here. Admin router, and I can just copy this to all these. Okay, so for now this is going to be contacts. Okay, and this is going to be create contact, and then here is going to be also contacts. Maybe even this one, contacts, and then it's going to be create contact. So you can just go to controllers, and here we're just also going to create admin. Rename this to admin. So there will be things that are going to be specifically for the admin alone, like blogs and articles or anything. So here just going to have this, which is going to be create contact. Then we receive the information, and then we go ahead and register the contact. Okay, so that's great. So we need to prepare the information that is going to enter this side. Okay, we need to create that information that is going to enter here. So if you look at the information, we just need to get this this object here. Okay, so we are on to this. I'm just going to go to contact us. Okay, so we have this. This is the form that we are doing all this. So the only thing we just need is to create our object here, and I think we already actually have this. Okay, we already have this. Now we could also just make sure that here I could just go ahead and just copy this. So just going to be, this is what you're going to be receiving. We can just confirm we have the full name, email, and phone. Okay, just see here. We have the full name, email, phone, email, and phone. Then we have the country. Okay, the country is there. Then we have the school name is there. I'm also going to give this as school name. Maybe just leave it school, doesn't matter. and then we have a number of students. Is the students, and then we have the role, media, and message. Role, media, and message. Role, media, and then the message. I think we have all the information, only that we don't need the password anywhere. Password is not needed anywhere. Okay, so right now what we need is, so we have all these things here. So at the end of the day is to have this console.log data. Okay, so can I just go and I feed in a console.log, and I see if I have all the data that I need. So fill in fake filler, then for these, the role, I just want to make sure I get everything. Okay, so here just going to start with this. So this phone number, you know how you're going to check it. Okay, the country here is going to be like, you can search like this, the students and everything looks good. So I'm just going to remove here and click submit. Okay, so this on 100 looks like the data we need is here. Okay, let's see what we have here. So we have the email features. I don't know which features are those ones, so just going to go ahead and see name, phone number, school page, and then the students. So basically we are missing a lot of information right now. So just go to the form and start like adding what this form has to be. So this one, so since here we have it as full name, so we have to change this one to full name. So just go here, go changing the name to full name. Email is okay. Phone, so I think even phone was okay. Did we get the email information? Yeah, email was there, phone was there, and then we have the school. Yeah, school was there, and we have the country. So if you check here, the country is not inclusive, and this is because we have to add it here. So you have to come here and we just add the country data dot country is going to be equal to selected country dot so this is going to be in label and a value. So you could just say label value. Okay, school country, and it's the school page. School page, did we just like include anywhere school page? Yeah, so you have the school page. Okay, then the students, that one we have it. Then we have the role. Okay, so here we can also just add the role. So data.role is going to be selected role dot value. Okay, so we have also media. Okay, so which media did you hear about us? So I'm just going to go here and I also add the media. data dot media is selected okay, it has to be selected media. Okay, then we have the features. What is this? So this one is the message. Okay, what we just made as message. So I think we registered it as message. Okay, so we should now have all the details, and let me just check how many are they. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. They're about 3 they're about 10. So just go ahead and submit one more time. We still have all the data actually, so this is good. I'm just going to go and delete this, and let me send one more time the request. Okay, we have the data here. So we have the country. Now at this point we got the UG. I think now this before I go very far is going to be instead, I'm just going to put instead the label on the country. Let me just use the label. Let me submit one more time. Okay, so the country is now full, and then the email, we still have features. I don't know. Full name, media, message, name. So what is the name? This name here. We have school, school page, students. Now we have name. I don't know where this comes from. And we have also full name. Let's see. Here we just have full name. We don't have anywhere name. Okay, so let's just, I believe it must have cached, because even here we don't have where we have that. Okay, I'm just going to refresh. Okay, so after refreshing, I'm just going to fill in one more time and just have these. Okay, let's just go ahead, and I'm just going to put in a number here. Your full name, email, doesn't matter. I'm just going to come move this and submit. Okay, country, email, full name, message, phone, role, school page, and the students. So I think at this point we are good. On at the school, the students supposed to be a number, so that one should be easy to add it in a number format. So we can just pass that either in pass int or number, whichever one. So we could just say data dot students is equal to could just use the number of data dot students. So this should just be good. If I just go back here and remove this and send, we should just have now the student here as a number. So good. So now that we have this object, we can create, so we can just come here first of all. So we could just come this. And you can just go here to cloud, and you can just say create for me a Prisma schema for these types. Okay, just like this. Don't just like to really. Okay, this is just go ahead and create the Prisma schema contact, and I can just go simply add this in our backend. So just come here, nice and easy. So you just have here contact. Now this doesn't have to have any attachment, so you can see it has the ID here. It should be the same. Yeah, full name, email, phone, school page role, and everything, just like that. So for the role, to avoid also problems, I'm just going to go here on the role. You can just see the ones which don't have initials. I'm just going to go ahead and set all these as initials. So we have selected role, and instead I'm just going to say here is going to be like roles, the 0 to be the one that is selected, so that we don't avoid not having any and we just have an error. Okay, great. So now that we have this endpoint, we can just go create a try catch, and I'm just going to go and do, I believe we need to have school here. Where is the school? I just want to see how we did. Sorry. This school onboarding form. Okay, so you can see we have a way to create school, and then we have all this try catch. Okay, so you can just go ahead and do this try catch in the contact here. Okay, and I thought we have the loading. Okay, so we have it as is loading, so we can just say this as loading and set loading. Okay, so we can just also change here in the button to loading. Okay, so we have also all these ones. At this point, we already have our data on top there. We don't need to worry about it. So the only thing we have to do is now this. Okay, here we had not handled the errors. I'm just going to right now go first finish the creating of this one to work before worrying about the error. Okay, so I'm just going to look for this create school. I believe we're supposed to have something like actions. If you go in the onboarding form here, there is this create in the actions. Did we put just like the actions inside the app? Anyways, here our actions are inside the app. I always don't like putting the actions here. Just going to drop them outside. Okay, I'm just going to drop them outside, I may say. We don't want to move them into the next. I'm just going to drag them outside here. Okay, and if we just add them outside the way I did, they will be here. And in the school onboarding form should have some import issues. I don't know if it just like fixed this. and also remove all these unnecessary imports, because they will be loading and burdening our app all the time. So I just want to see the server action if it actually changed the, yeah, so you can see it's changed. Great. So for now, what I just want to do is to go to these actions, and let's also create contact. Just duplicate this, create contact. And this is a very good architecture, by the way, whereby your front end doesn't know what is your back end, because whatever backend you are going to use, you can still plug it in any backend. Can be Firebase, can be any backend, because data comes to the server action, and the server action, it will always remain the same. So you can now plug in any backend you want, not necessarily Node.js. That's why I always like this kind of architecture, whereby I don't want to couple. We could actually just access the API directly from the other side in the front end, of which I really don't want, because when you do that, you are coupling the application that all the time it has to use that API. So right now, when we send the data to the server action, I like this architecture. Maybe just like fast to draw for you this. I'm just going to go to Xcode draw for a second. So let's say you have your Next.js application, and then if this is an Next.js application, what you want to do is to have the let's say a backend that is outside, let's say outside here. This can be anything you want. This can be Firebase, this can be Node.js, this can be Django. So you can just have your Firebase, your backend language, okay, your backend, and this backend can be anything really. It can be a CMS. You can find you're just like having a CMS. So here on the backend, you can find you have a couple of things. You can just use a CMS. Okay, like these days people are using Wix Studio. You can use like your Node.js, Django, and everything you want. You can just like do this. Okay, so now what you want to do is you don't want to couple this. So when this comes, it's supposed to go to wherever there is a form. So even here we have now this architecture here. So this is why you have an intermediator, which are just like, for instance, the API in your, now this can be API in your app, or actions, the server actions. Of course, server actions behind the scenes are API. These ones are APIs. Yes, they gave us a simpler version of writing better APIs, but even server actions are APIs. So you can use like API routes or actions, it doesn't matter. But I have this central place that this is the one which is going to handle the logic. You get it? So the backend logic is going to go here. Okay, and then I have my forms, which is actually the front end. So this is the front end logic. This is why we have the forms. It is possible whereby you can communicate an API, so you don't want to do this. You don't want to couple this directly to your backend. Like you start calling the APIs or the CMS directly from the form here, and you put directly here. You want to communicate with this here, and then this will they want to interact with your API or your backend. So this is becomes a good architecture actually, because I can change anything here and doesn't matter whichever I'm changing, it will be taking in the data in the format it enters here. So I think this is a very good architecture, and I always want to the separate of concerns, the business logic and the app logic. So that's really nice. Okay, so now that we have talked about that, let's just go ahead and create on this. So this data that we receive here in the create contact, I'm not sure what. So I just going to go here and we get these contact props. Okay, here, and I believe this isn't supposed to be in the school. Maybe this also just create here admin.ts, and it's going to say use server. Okay, just add this, so we can just select import contact props, and then we can just also go ahead and create this. I believe we could even just like export this if we wanted. Okay, export const, we could just export this, and I'm not sure if that just comes with everything, so could just say API, and then here we could just also have Axios from Axios. Okay, so what we just want to hit, this comes with this data, want to hit the endpoint of contact, hit the contacts, and then we send data, and everything should be just like, okay, fade create contact. Okay, so this looks great. This looks great. We still have here an error, which you should just like sort of by creating create contact. Okay, so this now sends data to the endpoint. So right now data is coming and enters this side. So first of all, we have to push. So I'm just going to go here and just say npx prisma db push. Okay, this is just going to update our schema with this new contact thing. Now you could just also name these tables. I don't know if you just like do this. What is going to happen if I just go to my neon db and let me just choose the project. So here we have all the projects. I'm just going to choose the school pro. Okay, so wait a second. Just going to scroll down to the tables. So we have now created this contact. Now, if you don't want this kind of naming, if you see like here we have like the contact, if you want to rename this, like to name this table like contacts, you would want to be like contacts. We can just like still rename this. If I ask that, how do I name this table as contacts? So you can just like use @@ to name this. So you can see here, you can just like specify the name of the table at the end. So this is how you specify the name of the table. So if I just come here, and I think this doesn't actually change, this doesn't change the fact that we still be getting it via contact, but just like for purposes of just like changing in the DB, for purposes of looking and making sense of things, you can just like add map, and then you add this add contacts, and they just like try to push. I'm not sure if this is going to change anything, because like, can it rename the tables like if it already has data, for instance? I'm not sure about that. But for this, okay, let's go and see for ourselves. I'm just going to go ahead and refresh. Okay, saying relation contact does not exist. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, so you can see like the other one was really neglected, and now they have these contacts. So okay, so even for the schools, if we want to delete everything here and rename, I think we should just like rename this. Doesn't make sense to me. We can just like register one more school anyways. I'm just going to delete all the records. Okay, and afterwards I can just go here just to be consistent in our code. I'm also just going to go ahead and rename this to something like schools. So this, I'm just going to name this to schools. Okay, this looks good right now. So just like push this. Okay. So this becomes the name of the table. Now this doesn't change the querying. Okay, it just like simply change the table name just. So if I just come back here, I just want to click on this, and I'm just going to go ahead and refresh the entire page. Okay, so you can see also we have schools, and if you just go back to our endpoint, this should just be still working. Okay, so we need to first start the server here. npm run dev. Okay, I'm just going to go to the front end and create one school, since now right now we don't have any school to deal with. So duplicate this, and just going to go to the onboarding. Not just like okay, I'm just going to first go here, and then okay, you can just go here and I just click on admin, and then I just have the school here. Just going to say St. John's High School. Okay, just like that. St. John's High School. Choose the logo. Okay, yes, I choose like this School Pro. Nice. And then just go ahead and let's register this. Okay, great. You can see it went ahead and registered, and I can just go here and I check. And yeah, so it doesn't change anything to do with the forms, but it just like changes the naming of these forms, of the tables in the database, because really it makes sense if you just came and you found your table called contacts or schools. So you can see right now, if I just refresh here, we have one school right now. Okay, so this is great. I'm just going to go ahead and try to actually send data for this other school. One thing I'm just also going to do is going to be go back to the Node.js API just for a second, to where we have this admin route, create school. Okay, we don't want to put create school, right? you want to go here and go to admin.ts, and then here you have, for instance, we have create contact. So this is what you're supposed to put here. Create contact. And now what I just want is in this function we have we'll just create also, by the way, using, I guess, the school name or email. We'll just have to go and check. We don't want someone to spam us. Yeah, so we're just going to look at this email. Okay. And on this email, and then what else? We just like choose this email, maybe also the school name. We're just going to be using this to the school name and the and the email address. If someone has already submitted this to the email address, his email address or the school name, we should tell him that this school, you have already made a request for this school. We don't want to spam us with the same school, for instance. Okay, so another thing we want is for wherever we have the emails in our registration, we just create a function that actually like blocks this one. Just going to do that check, or we'll do that check in the front end actually. But here, let's go ahead and receive all the data. So the data, we have it here in the front end, which is this contact props. So this is the data. And we can just either abstract it like this, or we could just get the data. How do we give types to this? So if I had const, for instance, data is equal to request dot body, something like this. So I want just to know if I have something like this, I can ask here if I have something like this in my Express TypeScript project, okay, the const data is equal to request dot body. So, and my data is of this type. I'm just going to go ahead and put the types. Is of this type here. So how do I add the types to this here? So do you just like put request dot, you just like put it just in front like that? I'm not sure if you just simply come and plug it in here, just like on the data itself. I'm not sure. Let's just see to confirm what this is going to do here. So you can just say const data is equal request dot body as contact props. Direct type assertion, okay? And then you can say use express request generic type, more type safe approach. So here you have like this body, and then like data will be automatically typed as contact, or if you are using the middleware. So they say the second approach using this interface is generally recommended because it is more type safe. It will get better TypeScript intelligence. It will catch type mismatching at compile time rather than at this build time. Okay, so they just recommend that we use something like, so define the request type, and then we pass this in this. So do I pass and I export this interface? Okay, I'm just going to copy this. Just like when you're like learning, we're supposed to try to implement some of these things. So I'm just going to go here to my types. We should have a folder for types for some reason somewhere. Controllers, DB, routes. So inside here, I'm just going to also create another folder for types. Types, and maybe I'm just going to say types.ts, and we can just like export this. Typed body comes from where exactly? So you could just have this. Okay. Okay, so we could just have something like this, and we export this typed request body. And then in our API, whatever you're having async function, right? So here in the request, you extend it to use the typed body, and you pass in the props you want to pass in. So we could also bring the contact props, these ones, and just to make sure that we have all these things matching. Really, I don't want to assume anything at this point. So I mean, here we're just going to extend this, just something like this. We're just going to use it everywhere, and we'll see how this works. So instead of using the normal request, we have an extended request, right? Okay, what did I do? I remember copying this. So we're just going to remove this normal request and add this, which takes in this one and also this one. So now if you hover on data, we should just see that it is actually having contact props. Okay, so we could just first get out like two things here. We could just also get like, we want to check the email plus the school. Actually is going to say here, just going to say equal data, so we could just say here school. Okay, so we can just get this, and we check if the school already existing school db dot. So here just going to use the contact dot find. Now we don't need to find unique because in the contact we don't have a, actually we could just like make this unique, like the in the contact, the email, we don't want someone to register this the second time, so I'm just going to say unique. And the school, I'm also just going to make this unique. So we don't want to receive multiple requests like from the same school. Like we don't want that. So with this, we need to go ahead and we apply the push, and it is going to bring like some violations, but like set the email school unique. We don't, the good thing, we don't have anything we have created on this, so I think should be good. Okay, saying here, do you want ignore warnings? Just always want to see these warnings when applying these constraints. Do you want ignore warnings? You can say yes. Okay, so this is good. I can just say npm one dev. Okay, so going back here to this route, the create contact route. So you can see now we have brought in TypeScript really, like this type to request body, and we pass in whatever we want to pass in here, which is nice. So this data already receives contact props. I like that. So we could just go ahead and just say dot find unique, and then here where you say where email, right? So you could just say come here and we could just say here, say existing school, okay, existing school db dot okay, this is existing email. This one should be existing email. This one is existing school db.find unique, where we have the school here. So if existing school or existing email, so you just like return this. You can just say we have already received a request for this school or email. Okay, so when this is this, you say new contact, new contact is db dot contact dot create, and then we just simply pass in the data. So after that, we can just say contact created successfully, and maybe we could just say new contact dot school, and then here new contact dot id, and then here we can just say 201 new contact. And then here you can just say get contacts. So you can say here get contacts. This is going to be, now for this one, we can just like leave it like this really. Wait, this is going to be contacts, and here contact, and then status, we have here contacts. Okay, so this is good. Contacts here, and then I have created ad, and then I'm just going to go to admin route. For this is going to get contacts, And then the last thing to do is adding this to the index, so like this, and you say admin route. Okay, so this is great. Let's go ahead and try to create our first contact. So going back to this side, and here I'm just going to go ahead and fill in this. So I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to change this to 07 to this. School name, I'm just going to say Saint Jude High School. St. Jude High School. So just going to leave everything the way it is. Just like this. This is the test contact. So just go ahead and submit this. Hoping now everything should just work as fine as we want it. I believe we can just like go to this contact us. If you check down here, it should just like have create contact successfully created. Okay, just like submit. Sending in, please wait. Okay, successfully created. We can say here request successfully submitted. You say request. Okay, you can say here your request has been successfully submitted. Okay, so of course here we can just like trigger sending of an email. We see that, but right now something did. I can just first check actually in here in the contacts, and we have one contact. You can see full name, email, phone, school, country, and everything. If I go to Postman, I'm just going to create another folder here under School Pro, which is going to be maybe we could just like create another which is contacts. So you just duplicate this. I could just go ahead and duplicate this. Can I duplicate this? And I could just go in here, rename this to contacts. And the first one is going to be create contact. And then here just going to be, I don't know, I'll just I guess go and get the get contacts, since this already is getting their side, getting contacts. Okay, just get the URL. I'm just going to copy this. That means this one is not saved, so you can save this. Okay, so paste in this. This goes to contacts. Save the request, and let's go ahead and get this. Yeah, so you see we have one contact. Okay, so just try to create the same contact. I know we haven't handled the error message, the error handling and all that, but the fact that it can create, we can smoothen this afterwards. So I'm just going to create the second one. I'm just going to come here and put something else. It's going to be this is hub. The email, just going to say this is hub, or any email here, school name, and everything looks to be, so even if you don't select anything, this should just like work. Submit. Okay, your request has been successfully submitted. Nice. If we just go back to the API, just go this side, we should be having, yeah. So you can just have 2 requests right now. So this should be enough for us to put in now the data table. So just going to use this to put in the data table to our application. This is going to be really nice. So I'm just going to leave this endpoint, just go to the dashboard. Okay, so now we are on to the dashboard. So we just need to add only one for I'm just going to say for admin. So I'm just going to add one for admin. Just go back here and go to this sidebar. Should have like app sidebar, something like this. Okay, so here we should just like add one more link. Like here where we have like users. I'm just going to copy this. I'm just going to take this extremely down, maybe last or second last or something like that. After all, this is going to be protected, and so we have settings. I'm just going to have this last here, and this is going to be admin only. Okay, and it's a dashboard admin, and then like here just going to say, can I say key? Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and say contacts. Okay, so just create this one as contacts. This one's going to be dashboard admin contacts. Okay. Right now we have only contacts for this. We'll just like be adding other routes. So what I'm just going to do is going to create this route in the backend dashboard. I will create one folder for the admin, and then in here we can just create a new one called. So in this is we're just going to add our. This is where we're just going to add the contacts. So I'm just going to add. We could just like add contacts page.tsx rfc. We can just like add h2 here of contacts. Okay, so let's go and see. So dashboard, we have admin only, and then we have the contact. Supposed to be like contacts. So the title is going to be contacts. So if I just click on contacts, we have it working nicely here. So what we want is to add our data table for this contact. We add a data table here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and go to, so the easiest way to add this is going to be using the starter kit. At this point, please, you need to have access to the starter kit, because I'm not teaching like just like all of us here. We're not just like absolutely beginners. I would request that you know how to use a starter kit. It's going to help you a lot. So I'm just going to simply go to this app here, and then I will just have this starter kit here. So you can just like open this, sorry, you could just like go ahead and open this in this here. So what we just want to add is this. If you just go here in the dashboard, categories, we want to add these three folders. The first one is this one, second one. So you don't need this to update. We'll add one for view. Okay, we'll add one for view, but right now you just need these two, the page plus the columns do ts. So you can just go ahead and copy these two files, and then you could just go to back to just go back to here, and then you can just go inside this contact, delete this page.tsx. So inside this contacts page, inside this contact page, paste these two links, the column.ts and the page.ts. So this one will show you the things we need. First, we need these data table components and also dashboard tables components. So let's first go to that. I'm just going to go to the starter kit, and you can just go and look for where we have, for instance, these. So just copy these folders. So I'm just going to go in the components, reveal, go inside the components, and we want to copy the data table components, at least these two here, the data table and data table components. Now others, I believe that in the dashboard, no, I believe we just need to copy these two for now. I'm just going to copy. Now I'm just going to go back the School Pro, and you can just go to components. Okay, inside here, and you can just add this. Okay, so if you just add those ones, let's go inside and check all these files if we don't have any errors. Data table, we have action column, okay, which has it needs some of the components. Okay, this one we just leave the delete, but for now we just have this UI alert dialog is what we need in this component. I'm just going to go right now to shard and just go to the alert dialog and just click on installation, copy this pnpm, and on the terminal I'm just going to go ahead and add this here. Okay, then for this one, we need is a delete contact. If you want to delete contact, you can just go to the actions, and then you could just like have export async function. Like here you could just have delete contact. Okay, delete contact, then you could just say console.log deleted. We'll just implement this later, but just purposes of making sure that we have these action column has no error. So I'm just going to remove this, and down here I'm just going to see if the model is contact. For now, just call deleted contact. Okay, deleted contact. Can I just see what we created here? delete contact with id of string. Okay, just copy this and let's take it to this auction column. This is going to be delete contact and everything is going to be okay. Okay, so for now there is no okay. You could just come in this, let's say return okay to true, and you can just go back to action columns. Okay, so here you're just going to say model. So okay, so we have this action column working. We have the date column which uses get normal date. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and I think this date I will have to change it a little bit. I thought I changed this, but I'm just going to change it a little bit in a second. For this, you can just say no. I'm just going to change it a little bit. Let me show you. I will go to Project Pro and in the Project Pro, if you don't have to have this, I'll just show you. Just select showing. I'm just also going to see the date column. So I changed the date column a little bit somehow. Okay, so what I want is in the date column, as you can see here, I want to if someone has registered, let's say if you created a contact for instance today, okay, I want this to be showing in terms of the past time that you say, for instance 2 minutes ago, okay, or 3 minutes, 3 hours, 2 hours. And then for instance after some days, you can see here after the days, like maybe only 1 day or 2 days, then I want it to show in terms of the past days. So you can see I have the past days, which is get the past days like this. So I want to use this date column. Okay, I will use this date column, and I will also update this. Actually, let me just copy this, and let me just go to the starter kit. So I'm just going to go to this. This is what this is date column. I want to first go to the starter kit, which is here, and we can just check the date column here. I'm just going to update this to this new one, and this one is not dependent on anything. Everything is here, and I'm just going to go and push this so that you can just get this and find it there. So just git add, git commit, I just say here modified date column, and like git push. Okay, just saying here git commit. Okay, git commit. Okay, so you can see this has updated the starter kit, so you can just get this function of the date column so that we use that. Okay, so going back to this date column, so we change our school pro with this date column. Okay, just copy the way it is right now. Go to the school pro, and we're just going to change this to this. It still has requests the access, I guess, to this get normal date, I believe. So I'm just going to copy this get normal date function. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, copy, and this is the same thing in the starter kit. Even if you went to the starter kit, I'm just going to first cross the project pro. If you just go to the starter kit and you just go to the date column, get normal date, it is still here, the same exact function. So you could just go back to this, and then it is at libs, so you can just go in at lib, and then let's go ahead and paste this. And this doesn't have to be TSX, this can be actually TS, just like that. Okay, so the date column right now is good. It has no any problem. Image column looks good. We'll modify it a little bit. Then we have the sortable column, and then status column. Then you can just go in this data table. That table looks to be composed, no any problem. Pagination. Okay, so here we need radix icons plus the select. So let's first start with the select. I'm just going to add select. Okay, so the another thing we have to add is this at radix UI. So you can just go ahead and just add this p npm add. So you could just say add this. Okay. Okay, so now we are good in this file. Toolbar, this one we always don't use it as such. And then we have this table view, date filters. So in date filters, we need to have also this function. So you can just like go to the date filters and we get this. Just go to the starter kit, and then scroll to where we have the filters, and you can just like go to date filters just like this, and you can just go to any of these and copy this function, which is date filters. Copy. And now we can just go here to pro, go in the lib, and add the date filters. So the date filters uses the Next.js. So just simply come here and add Next.js just like this. So this should be also good. Okay, and then we can just like go back to other columns. So date range filter. Okay, so this one uses a couple of things. First of all, it uses shadcn calendar. So you can say calendar. Let's see if then we have calendar, then we have pop over, just like this. So you can just go ahead and add these two components. Okay, so the spelling of calendar, I guess you can see it here, it is calendar. Okay, so you can just go ahead and add the calendar and the pop over. So just also going to add this date fn. So for the button, no. So I'm just going to go ahead and just say p npm add. Oh, so even this, we have it now. So the calendar, I think, installs this datafn. Okay, so the last one is the search bar, which will look good. Okay, great. It seems like everything is good. What we need to do right now is focusing back to the page. And what do we need? The first one is a function that is going to fetch all the contacts. So you can just go back here in the admin, and we should just like have a function to fetch back the contacts. Okay, so it should just like be almost like the same. I'm just going to use this here. Okay, just like export async function get all contacts. Okay, and then just like come like this and do a try catch, and then inside here you can just do this, and here you're just going to say console.log error. So here is going to be response is await API dot contacts. Now this is going to be get, and then like this one you don't need to pass in any data, just pass in this, and you have response dot data. Now at this point we need to get the we need to give it some, it has any right now. Okay, so you could just come here and say, for instance, const contacts is equal to, so you could just have this, right? So here I want to return contacts, right? And then we have to give them some data type at this point. And we know very well that the data type we need here is here. So you can just go to the schema. So you can just say, you create for me the something like this. Create for me the types for this. Okay, for this schema. So it's just create me a TypeScript type. Okay, so here you're just saying type contact. I don't know, it has the for the create contact, this is nice. And then a full contact including all fields is this contact, and then there is contact select, Okay, so I'm just going to go here and just come and copy this one. Okay, so go back here and we can just simply go to types. Do we have types here? I'm just see types. Okay, we don't have, of which you can just simply create. Just create types.ts, types.ts, and just add this. So this is how it's going to be looking like the contact. So going back to the admin here, we'll just say as contact. So just something like this. So when we go back to get contacts, it will have, you know, what is in the page here. So when you just come here, it will be get contacts. And now you don't even need to give this, right? This is going to be contacts. I can remove these categories. Okay, so we need to get also these tables in a second, but here I'm just going to pass contacts, and even here I'm just say contacts. Now we still have a couple of things to fix. More especially right now is this table header. So let's get this table header is going to be in this dashboard tables. I'm also going to go and copy this from the starter kit. So is where we have something like this. Just open the dashboard. There is tables where we have this. So I'm just going to copy these tables, and then we can just go and check in our project management, and then here I'm just going to add the tables. Now if you just check back, just go back here. I'm just going to check back if also these tables have no problem. So we have the button. This exports something like the dialog. I don't think we need this. Okay, and then we have the custom data table something. Custom data table. We have the table head. I think this is the only one we need. These two, we're just going to delete them. I don't think we need is anywhere we need these ones. I don't think so. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, so this has this the Excel package. So this Excel package is big. If you just want to add that where you can import things, where you can import things, we can really add this one. Otherwise, we can just like remove it. Actually, I plan to really work on this one to change a lot of things. I just feel like this package is also a serious. It is a huge package, seriously. For now, I'm just going to first leave everything the way it is. I'm just going to go here and install this XLS package. And if you just know any alternative package, I think I will just like add. I will just like ask ChatGPT or to give me any other alternative package than this one. This one is somehow really big. Of course, it doesn't reach MBs, I guess, but it's somehow big. Okay, so we need to import a couple of functions. These generate slug. They are all needed in here. except we don't need like these create bar categories. So while we're using like the create bar categories, I'm just going to go and see if I can remove that. Here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just like get this off. Okay, so on top here, I'm just going to go ahead and get these 4 functions. Okay. I'll just go ahead and just get these 4 functions from the starter kit. So you can just go to the lib. We have this one, this, slug, and I think they're just 3. I'm just going to copy, and let's add those ones here in the lib. Okay, good. So right now here we don't have anything, and these 2 I can just like remove them, like this and the button, this and this. For now, let me just remove them, and I remain with only the table header. So you come back here and try to import this table header. You can see it is coming from here. Okay, so right now this looks good right now. Let's just go and say here contacts, add contact, and adding contact, you don't need to go to the dashboard. You simply go to contact us. Model is going to be contact. Okay, let's go to the columns and we see the errors we need here. So there is why we have checkbox. We not use a checkbox. So I will remove this first thing here. We'll also not use this. So here you can just pass in the contact like that. And now let's see the things we want to put. If you hover on contact, we have full name, for instance. Full name is going to be name. There is no image in this, so you can just go ahead and remove the image. Okay, so you just leave everything like this. Right now there is no any edit endpoint. I'm just going to put hashtag. There will be a here contact. That will be a delete. So this is contact, and this is going to also be contact. Okay, so right now let's just go and see if we have anything like good news. Okay, so right now we have all these errors. Let me just wait and see. So we have one still error, invalid time value. So what I believe is it must be something to do with the date, because in this I guess the date supposed to be a string. So if I just like go ahead and just take off this, we leave only the name. Yeah, so you can see right now we have the data coming from this. Okay, we have 2 contacts and we have all these filters and all these nice things. So we have this one. So we still have the problem with date and we want to add in more things. Okay, so what I'm just going to do is the date here. So if you just go to the date column, you will see that it takes in the created ad as a string. The actual thing is actually this date column takes in the row, and then the row gets like accessor key, which is created at, and then this should be just like, I guess, like a string or something. I don't know why is I don't know, whatever we get back here, we could just say it's string. Like, I don't know, the type, I don't know if it's just like the type value or something, but okay, so the function here is actually get normal date. I think this one is bringing the problem. Okay, so just see the get normal date. So it is used here on this created at. So this expects what? A string, or actually just expects like a date, something like a date or some sort of. Mm, so if input date is a string, okay, let me just first check this, whatever we are getting back here. Okay, if let me just see this in the postman is why we have the actual thing. So let me just do this. Give me the type for this. Oh, I just didn't provide the context. Just give me okay, so you can see right now here on the date it becomes actually a string, right? So this becomes a string just like this. So, or they're saying here created as a string, or date if you are passing the ISO string, or date if you are passing ISO string. So I don't know, because this is just what comes exactly from this. It will just come like something like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and change. First of all, so change in our types, and I'm just going to change this to string. Just going to change this to string, meaning that if we just come back to I'm just going to say, can it change this function to use input date as a string, or date? Can you modify this function so that the input date is a string or date type. Let's first see if this can just like fix that so that we don't have to. So you can see to just give it date or string, and it say convert string to date if necessary. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to copy this and then back here, and let's add this. So that takes in date. That takes in like date or string. So whichever you provide should just like work. So going back to the date column. Just first gonna see if we have no problem. Yeah, so we have no problem right now, and you can see this shows in terms of the time, but then as time goes on it keeps on changing. Okay, so we have this the data like this. We would want to know what are we supposed to show. I would want to show the school name. Okay, I would want to show full name, email, phone, so basically I would want to know, for instance, the name of the person and the school down here. I don't know if I still have my PowerPoint. It had some tables. PowerPoint. It is have like some tables we can just like look at. Okay, that's the disadvantage of this. I think it didn't save, but since we are using Microsoft 13 and above, it has auto recovery, so you can save this not to lose it again. School management. Okay, so if you just look at the tables, I just like want a table to be in this format, whereby you have like the name of the person. Maybe you could also try like the email, name, email, and then the school, and maybe down location or something like that. Okay, so we need to create a column that is like this. Okay, and unfortunately, like on these blocks right now, they took all the nice designs for the tables. There used to be like nice designs for the tables, but right now they typically focused on they are focusing on the sidebars only. So I'm just going to simply tell Shad to design for me a table like this, and see if I can just like use this in a table in one or the other. I'm just going to ask it, just copy this. I'm just going to go to V0. I see, can you create for me a data table that looks like this? Okay, and yes, you can see here more. Okay, so just going to say here my folder for the structure is in this format. So we have the page columns dot tsx. Here this is just going to say contains all the columns. Okay, it contains all the columns, and then we have page page.tsx. This one contains the data table. Okay, so I'm just going to say, and here is my columns dot tsx. Modify it. Okay, so I just want to give it a starting point, but basically just will be helping me just to see if I can just get this as fast as possible. Just give it this one. So I'm just going to say simply add more columns. Just like this. So you can see here it has like the teacher. It's just thinking of that this is a teacher or something. Okay, that was my bad. But since we also need for the teacher, I will leave this one. We'll use it when we're just working on the teachers, since we're just also going to look at the teachers in a bit. But we just like ask it to modify it. Okay, so you can see try to do something like this. Okay, I'm just going to say let's say I made a mistake. The table will be storing contacts, and here is the types of the contact. So here we're just going to give this contact. Okay, so I'm just going to give this. And I understand some people said when I'm prompting these stuff, they don't get the same result. Yeah, so those ones where I have made like really big changes, I will be giving you that code. But instances like this one where we are asking it something very small, like to do the tables, I think this one you can really ask it and it will give it to you. So I'm just going to go here and just say, so modify the columns to match the contact. One thing I can just tell it only, so just only want it to add full name, email, phone, school. Okay. Then maybe country, only those. Okay. Just only only on the whole object. Here is what should appear in the table. So in the table, want to appear only these ones, and then also add a button. Okay, and then just say here view. Just like this. Let's see if we'll use this one for teachers for sure. Like it would have helped us add this one for teachers. We have also for students, and we'll be modifying accordingly. Okay. So the only thing I just want to see is let's see here how it is going to do this. So it does the columns and then does the table. We are interested in just like the columns right now, because the table really we have it. We just want somehow to see the design here. So if you just look at how it is getting this event has like the sorted full name. I thought we just like going to do this whole thing of it just only added the name only. It simply just like added these. There is nothing much. It's joined them. It didn't join them. Just like added the keys just directly like this. It was not that helpful the way I wanted, but let's see. If you just go to the columns and you just add them like this, they actually work. I really believe so. You can just like add the columns like this, and they will just work. So maybe we could just also like add what could we add? We could just like leave these contacts like this, this sub, email, phone number, the school, and maybe the country this school is located in, and then you can just like create a card here. So in the pop-up, okay, I believe it created a pop-up. Let's see the preview down here in the table. So this is how this looks like. It has this view, which should be a pop-up, I believe. It must be like a pop-up. Okay, it didn't put the I should put a pop-up somewhere. And the columns is what we need most, the columns. Let me see the view button. Okay. So they want the view button to be in the column. That's what they want. I'm just going to see, can you design for me a beautiful card with grids, maybe grid cards to show all the information or the contact information. So like I don't know, like a prompt like this we definitely just like give you something you can start on. I don't know why these guys just like sometimes like I don't get this. The prompt at least it will just like give you something here. The card info. Let's see. I'm not sure what this is. Error. Okay, maybe this has no information. Maybe there is another one where we call this card. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to call the card info. So what I just need to do is to have a pop-up. Okay. Okay, just going to see, can you make this component to display on pop-up, display as a pop-up model. Yeah, something like a pop-up model. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the view button in the columns. So here in the columns, after adding all this, maybe here. So we'll just like definitely add in one more stuff, and it will be just in this format here. So this is going to be, so the accessor key in this case is going to be what? Even if I put any accessor key here, it will still work. But so even if I just say view and then I just say view and then what here I will just now put this component. Okay, let's just try to get this component right now. The info card model. So this is it here. Even passing a trigger. I didn't just complicate that. I'm just going to copy it. I'm just going to go create not in tables, but I'm just going to say dashboard. I'm just going to create columns. Here we have actually columns. I'm just going to say contact card .tsx. Let's add this. Call it contact info, which is okay. So I would just like say I'm just going to create it in a format that it should be just like a normal pop-up like this. They're saying trigger, and then if it's just not there, they are putting this. So trigger is not required, right? And you can see a trigger is a React node. This is nice. So you can also learn how to pass in. You can pass in a trigger, and so we can just like pass in the info plus, and this one has this type. But what I'm just going to do is, okay, we could just try calling this contact info, and let me see what would this take us. So here I'm just going to pass in this. So instead of this, I'm just going to say I'm just going to say contact, and this would be raw.original, just like this. You don't need any accessor key to pass in here. Okay, so now we should have already a button. Let's see. Okay, so view contact info. So you click on this. Okay, this hub, type how it came via blog, and like school page, students, role. I think this looks good. Might just like it is an overkill, but this is okay. They have already put for us the icons and everything. We are not just like putting much effort to see this, but I think this is okay. So I'm just going to only put it as just an I. So I will just go to this contact info, and so you can just click the trigger by just going to say here by default it's going to be view, maybe view. You could just like put an icon, but I'm just going to leave this button as view. So that if you just want to view the details of where this person is from, you can just even simply get the phone number and call them. Okay, so just go here, this down one, and you have this. So maybe here this is the name of the person to call. I feel like the phone number should be like below this person. Okay. I'm just going to we could just like go ahead and definitely make some things here. This I could just say we have this contact.media, which is going to be like maybe we say via. Okay, like we could just like come here and we put this phone number, but since we have all these displaying really well, I think there is no problem, right? Okay, so I'm just going to leave this like that for now. We can definitely improve this, but since we want it to work, so we have now the data table working in our application. This is really nice. So we can just go ahead and check on the student. So if you just go back to students, new student. Okay, you see there are some things we need to have. For instance, class. So we can just like make sure this class and streams, these ones are being created right away. We can just like handle these ones right now. I think classes, streams, we can just like work on these. They really don't need much. As you can see, we had the plus, this add working. So the class has only a title, and then even a stream has a title, which is really good. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a class. So here we could just like simply duplicate this. Okay. Okay, so I can just do go back here and just going to just take this one to create for me that. So create for me a model called class. I don't know if this name is allowed, called class, and then there is another model called stream. Okay, so they have a relationship. Okay, they have a relationship, and the relationship is that, okay, a class can have multiple streams. Okay, a class can have multiple streams, and then you can just say, and the class will only have title and slug, and also the stream will have a title, slug, and stream and class ID, just like that. So you can just like simply just create for us these Prisma models, really. So just go ahead and copy these two, and you see it went ahead and created for us the types. This is really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to school. So we first want these ones to be in our API. So here in the API, we just need to add these two. So we have a class which has streams, very easy. And then here ID title slug. And then here we give it classes, and the stream has ID title slug and the class ID, which is a foreign key, and then the class, which is actually doing this and has this table. And then it went ahead and created for us the types. So this one would have, so their corresponding TypeScript types. Like we have the create class props, these two here. Okay, so these would actually go to this side in the web. So I'm just going to go here in the web. I think they will be in both sides. We could also just put it this side of the API in the types, just like this. So when you're creating the class create props, title and slug, and stream create class stream create props is title, slug, and the ID. And we'll of course put these as well in the web. Just say types. This is going to be as well here. Okay, and then we have the ones for the fetch. So when you are fetching data, which is going to be this class, and this is more needed. This is more needed in this is more needed in you can even just like it gave us these ones, the class update props. Okay, these ones are needed in the web more especially. So in the web, in the types here, we can also have the one for the stream and the one for the class. Okay, great. So now we can just simply go to class form. This is a dialog which creates a class. Okay, so we have these class props already just on top. You know where we have this, it is this one. So I'm just going to go here and they say class create props. Okay, is what we're just going to use here. And now this one has this as title, which is okay, title. And then if you just come in the form here, you can change this to title. So we'll send only the title. The slug will be generated the side, which is okay. So we want to go ahead and create this API endpoint for the classes. So you can just go to this Node.js API. First of all, let's start by pushing the models. So we just added these two, stream and a class. I'm just going to stop the server and just go ahead and run this db push. And now the class will have, I believe we can just modify the class. If you look at how the class has this, the class will be related also. I think the stream itself, because 5a is where the teachers are going to be allocated, so teacher can be given like to 5a, so it will be right now connected to the teachers and then the students. So a stream can have teachers, it can also have the students. So we haven't created the student and we haven't also created the teacher, so at this point we can just like leave it like this, which is okay. And then for this, even a class, since it can have also this, it can have the total sum of this, that one is okay, we will have that. But for now we just want to see the class name. Okay, let's keep it simple like that, and let's start by going to creating the endpoints for these two. So going back to the API, start this npm run dev. Okay, let's just go to where exactly, to this, and maybe school. Do we need to add any other things in the school here? I'm just going to say classes, maybe classes .ts. You can just copy everything here, you paste it in the classes. So here just create the class router, and then we can just add this quickly here. Okay, and this is going to be, so one is going to be going to classes and then get classes. Okay, and then we have to create this also in the controllers. So you can just like duplicate one controller like this, and okay, I'm just going to, I will just go duplicate the admin. I will say classes, and then here we'll just have create class, create class, and then typed body, and then here we pass in the contact create props. Okay, not contact, class. Create something like that, class create props, and you can see the data now has this class create props, which has title and the slug. And basically we just want to send, we'll not send the slug. We want to create the slug from this side. Okay, so we could just go to this, and I'm just going to take off the slug, and also this one I will take off the slug. Okay, so create class will have data and is going to receive the title. Only the title like this, and then we can generate a slug. You can just go to school here where we have a slug. So you can just like generate a slug like this. Okay. You could just come here and just say a slug is title here. In fact, this would be just like data.title. I don't need to have this intermediate one, I believe. Okay, then in then we could just say here data.slug. Oh, so maybe I would just like left this. Can I just like leave this? This slug. I just go back here. So if I want to modify now this to add a slug, I would just say data.slug is equal to slug. And now this would actually update the data object. So when I come here, you don't want to get also existing class. Okay, just like this. You could just say dot class here where slug. So you could just say existing for this one. So we'll just do existing class. Okay, we just say here class already exists. Okay, and now you can just come here, create a new class. A new class is going to be class data, and you could just say console class created successfully, and this will be new class dot title. And then here data is going to be new class. Okay, so seems like this is great. Okay, and then we could also just say here get classes. Okay, so contact.find many. So here is to be classes. This is going to be class, and here we can just simply include, and we can just say streams to true, and then here we return classes. Okay, so this they are good enough. We can send the request. If I just go back here to duplicate this, could first save this. I'm just going to duplicate this folder, and just going to have this now as classes and sections. So this is going to have classes and streams. Okay, so let's go here. We don't need even create because like we are doing create direct. Just going to remove this one, and I will be having like, for instance, get classes. Okay, and then here I'm just going to say v1 classes. Now to be able to call this and it works, we need in the API to have done or added this. So you can see we have the classes, the classes have to create class and then also get classes, and then this should just be called inside this. This will make a class router. So this class router is going to have both classes and the streams. So now if you just go ahead and create classes or get classes, should just give us an empty object. Yeah. Okay, so just go ahead and try to trigger this now on the other side. So we just say this side. I need to go here and create the main. I just want to create classes and streams, so I'm just going to say classes. Okay, so this is going to be create class. Data is contact create. This is going to be class create, something like that. Now I'm just going to go here and remove this slug. Okay, just going to send on a string at this case. Even for this one, the slug want it to be generated at the backend. It should be just like easy for us. Okay, so in this side where we have the classes, should we just have this? Okay, so just going to hit this route, which is going to be classes, and we pass in the data, and then it should give us the response fetch create class. I think we're just going to create one episode for handling like errors, I believe. So we have create, and then we have going to get all classes. So get these classes. Also still here API get classes, and then it's going to be classes. Now this is not going to be contact, it's going to be like class. So if I just go to check on this class here, the good thing is that it has the streams array. So you see this, this is good, and these ones are going to be strings. From our experience, this should be like string. String, even this one is going to be a string. Okay, so going back to these classes action, so you should just be able to get back something right now. Okay. Okay, where do I go right now? So okay, let's go to classes. Where we have the class listing, I believe this is where we have like is this like where we have the stuff like here, edit or create. Let's go and see here the class form. Okay, so here just going to have, it will have also the, actually for this one we'll have the edit. I'm just going to call this save class, and then you can just copy this to the form. So this comes as a title, it enters the form where we're just going to have this await create class. We store this in response. It will help us when we are getting back doing error handling. And then we have successfully created. There will be like handling of the errors really, but for now let's just like have it create class. Let's see test, click on the plus. I'm just going to say class 1. Okay, successfully created. I will just go to the postman, send, and we have class 1. So you see class 1, the slug, the ID, and there's no any streams. Okay, so you just come here, create class 2, class 3, class 4, and class 5. Okay, so we have now 5 classes, but this should just be clearing just in this. We should just like call the reset form here, reset, just to, so if I just go back right now, class 6. Okay, so we have created all these classes. Let's first go ahead and fetch them there on the UI. Okay, so you can see all these, we have them in the postman, I believe. Yeah, we have them in the postman here. So I'm just going to go ahead and fetch them back into, I even don't know where these are located. So I'm just going to go to dashboard academic classes, class listing. So okay, the class is supposed to come here with this class. I think class item, it has ID name, it has sections which are extremes, and the total students. We'll change this in a little bit, but right now let's have it like that. Okay. So the class listing should take in now or receive classes for now. Okay, and now these classes are going to be of type class array, just like that. Okay, and now it is where I'm just going to use classes.map. You have the class item. If the class name, so this already this class, this so I just want to see the selected class here. Let's just like see here is going to be an empty array, I believe. This is a string. Okay, this is going to be a string. So this is okay, but so this is going to be title, I believe. Class item dot, and you can see we have a title here. Now dot sections. Okay, class item dot streams, I believe dot length. So for now, just like first to say this, and then we have total students, which I'm just going to simply put like 40 right now. Okay, then we have this side. What is this side? Main content, where we have the classes dot find, and we find the ID selected class dot. I don't know if we just like use the name or slug, but we could just also use the title here. Okay, and then we have here the same thing, title. Okay, then we have section dot selected class. Okay, so here is for the sections. We just bring in the sections a few just moments. So let me just like first go ahead and take off this part. We first only work with the classes. So in the page here, class listing, we just say classes, and we can just get the classes here. Is going to be equal to await get classes, I believe. And then this, you can just give it by default an empty array. And here async, and then here I'm just going to give the classes. Okay, so this seems like right. However, we have an error. Let me just try. Okay, so we have all the classes. Now this time I don't think we need, do we need like the last class to be on top? Maybe, I don't know. So you have class 6, which has 0 sections. But can we just like add space between this and the sections? I don't know if we just like we can add some space here, maybe using the gap. Cause this is just like, this is like 2 crows. Okay, this is good. So we have all these sections we created. Now for the selected one, I believe we can just like there is where we have the selected here, selected class. Like, this is just like the ID of the selected class. And I just first leave it just like this. Okay. If I click right now, like click this. Okay, so you can see class 6. Okay, so this is great. They just like go ahead and now create, like for instance in class 6 we could just go ahead and create a stream. In the header here we can just go ahead and we have this title for the stream. Should be able to create a stream, for instance in class 6a, b, and c, like that. Okay, do we have an infrastructure for the stream? So here I'm just going to duplicate these two actually, but for the stream. So just going to say streams, and okay, streams, and even here streams. Okay, so one is post, another is just gate, and I'm just going to say here create stream. So we can first go to these ones, and also we do the same thing. So here I'll duplicate this, and I just say create stream, and inside here we just going to say here stream create props, and if you look at them, we have title slug and the class ID. So if you just come here, you also want to check if the stream already exists, and you can just say class. So here I'm just going to say existing stream. Okay, existing stream. This will be stream. Find unique slug, and then if existing stream, say stream already exists, and then class create this. Okay, so this is going to be stream, so this is going to be a new stream. Then here we could just go ahead and just new stream. Okay, so this should be creating a stream already. And so we want to get also the stream, so where we have the get classes, I will duplicate this and just have get streams, just like that, get streams. And let me check inside, so it'll be db.stream, and then here create this, and in this we don't have to include. This will be including like teachers or what, but for now I'm just going to say streams, and then we return the streams. Okay, so this creates the stream and gets back the streams. We can update the controllers, sorry, the routes for the classes. So streams post is going to be create stream, and this is going to be get streams. Okay, so this router already is there existing, so the only thing to do is going back to this to the web, go to the classes and just duplicate exactly the same thing. So I just go here and duplicate this, create stream, data is going to be now stream create props. If you hover on these, now they have title and the class ID. And now API post, this is going to be streams, then data is okay, and just here we add fit create stream. Okay, this looks good. We can just also get here streams. So just go here and just say get all streams, get all streams, and just come here. And by the way, like the streams will not use this get streams. We just simply use so this is not needed, right? I don't think even the other side getting streams. Maybe at some point we might just like use this alone somewhere, but this is not going to be used right away. So you can just like put it here, streams. Okay, streams, and this is gonna be like maybe a stream. Okay, so this is good, but the getting classes is what is more important. So let's go and see how we are going to package this. So create you could just imagine if we have stream form. Okay, so in the stream form text also that, so the only one thing that we need to put in the stream form here. And by the way, did you notice we forgot to connect the everything to the school? I'm just going to do that later. For now, let me just like try to do this. Right now, we are adding data just directly to the database, not connected to any organization, which is really not good. But right now, let me just get this stream. So the stream must have the one thing which is going to be the class ID. So you just have to have a class ID, and this class ID is not going to be just, it's going to be required. Okay, it's going to be required wherever we are coding this because it is really needed. Okay, other things I think they remain the same. Is going to be the title. This one, we have to have stream create props, I believe. Yeah, and even here it's also going to be like stream create props, and this I'm just going to call it save stream. Copy this and add it to the form. So in the form you can change this also to the title, just like this. Okay, so the first thing before we do so, we have to add data.class id is going to be class id. So now when we just come here, we can just await const response is going to be await, and just going to say here create stream, just like this, set loading toast, and then of course you can reset, call reset function like this. Okay, so in this we need to pass in the whatever we are calling this, the stream form. You need to pass in the, so already you have I believe you have this on the other side you have, I think this selected, there is this selected there is something in state here we're going to use. It is this selected class. So when you select a class, we can just like go ahead and use this. So here we have to pass in the class ID, which is going to be selected class dot, okay, actually this is just like the ID, by the way. Okay, so let's just go and see. So I have class 6. If I refresh, there will be no class selected, and we could also just hide this. Okay, we could just hide the whole entire stuff. Okay, we could just like we'll see what we can do here, because we need to only show when there is a selected stuff. Can I just like look for where we have this form? I don't know, where is the form? There is this go back. Where is go back? Is it this where we have this children? I think starting from this, the main content, this is where we have everything, I believe. So you could just say we could just like bait on the selected class, and then if selected class is true, then we could just like go ahead and show this. Else we could just have something to show here. Okay, so can you say here uh select, maybe select the class, see the streams, maybe it's the details. Okay, maybe you could just like do something like that. So if you don't, you can see now we see this. So if you select the first class, now you see all these things. Now we are very sure now that this add stream is actually there. So that's what you're going to do. So just come in here, you say senior 6A. Here you're just going to say 6A, create. I don't know if this is going to work at any point. Okay, so this creates, I just want to go here, duplicate this request. Let me save this. I'm just going to duplicate this request and just like name this one as get streams, and just going to go here and change this to streams. Okay, so we have 6A actually, so you can see we have 6A, which is good. So now what we would want is, let me just create here 6B, create. I'm just going to create 6C. Okay, so you have now 3 streams under class or this class 6. It's going to be senior 6, or can be primary 6, can be anything. So we'd want to show actually the streams within this. Okay, how are we going to do that? So we know very well that these classes actually have streams. So if you just go here and refresh, we should have like this one having, you can see this one has now right now 3 sections. Okay, you can see class 6 has 3 sections. So when you just like tap on it, we should see all those 3 sections, all 3 streams. Let me just go back to the class listing. So where we have this, can I just like add one thing? Just a second. Just going to call these on streams. You can just call depending on how you want to call these sections or streams. Really, you can, it can be your own preference. Okay. Okay. So now we have like sales streams. So want to show the streams here. So how are we going to do that? So first of all, if you just go, and this is the left bar, and now this is the main content. So when you say classes dot find class with IDs selected class, and then you have your titles. We have the title again here. Okay, they just now and comment this whole entire block. Okay, so this is where we had these source sections, which are just going now to be on the classes. Okay, which are just supposed to be using this thing here. Okay, I'm just going to copy this and just go to this. Okay, I don't need to copy all that, I guess. Just copy classes to where we have this. So here we'll have classes dot find. Let me just remove this. If you say dot, I believe you could just say something like dot streams. Should have like something here. yeah, dot streams. And now dot map, we have the section. So here is going to be title. Okay, even here title. What is? So for this, the class teacher, I'm just going to leave, for instance, put the name here to be maybe we just like will be just like putting here JB web developer. So this will be getting this more information later on. Then the students, I'm just going to check this. I put like 40 or 50, doesn't matter right now. Okay, so if we just go back, we should have all the classes. Nice. So you can see you have 6A, 6B, and 6C. So let's just like now try this whole nice stuff. So just go here and click to select the class, which now class 5 has no classes. So you can just say also display here that class 5 has no classes if the classes dot length return 0 something. Can I just go here where we have, I think this classes dot find is here. I'm just going to add also I believe we could just like put this in a const instead of just like reusing it like this. Can we just like save this somewhere? This like the streams. Okay, for instance, the streams, I can just like save them here. Const streams is equal to this classes that find, just like that. So you could just come here down while we have this. I believe even here we could just now use streams, just like this. Streams can't find the stream. Okay, so now this is makes sense right now, right? So we can just like first cut this and we say, for instance, that streams, okay, if streams, okay, so could just say streams just like this. If streams dot length is greater than 0, so we could just like first give this like by default, can just give them an empty array. So it says streams dot length are greater than 0. If this is true, then we'll go ahead and show all this, and then we can just like say else. Then we can just like put a div, sorry, can put a div which says no streams, like for instance right now, no streams. Okay, so trying to get this, so you can see no streams. We could just like even have a nice thing to put there. You know how I like complicating things, so I'm just going to write icon and then it's like an empty something. Let me just be designing this UI. So we just need to put something like in flex, flex items center, and justify center. So here I'm just also going to put another thing, just going to be flex, I think like dot flex core. Okay, so just going to add an image from next image and this one. Of course, I'm just going to give it src which is just going to be like empty slash empty dot png. Alt is going to be empty, and then we give it width should be 512, and height is going to be, I think, also 512, and then with a class name, just give it for now width of maybe 30 something, maybe 36. We just increase it. Okay, so this sounds looks great. Let me just go ahead and get my empty thing here. Empty user, empty box, maybe just say empty box. Okay, yeah, so just go here and just have this nice empty thing. You could just go around and see whatever is empty. You could just go ahead and just say empty something. Okay, so for now I'm just going to use this. You can just get a nice illustration. I'm just going for now just use this box thing. Okay, just go here back to the app. I'm just going to go to the public for the pasting this, and I just rename this to empty like this. Okay, so I can just close all this, go back. Yeah, I don't know why this is showing just like empty. Okay, yeah, so you can see this, and we can just simply give class listing. Okay, we could just give this a min height, okay, of 96, and then this, let's say items center and justify center, I believe. Okay, so just say here no streams, and then you have this. If you wanted, you could also add this very thing here, but this looks nice. So you just add a stream here in 5, so you say 5a. Okay, and you just add 5b. Okay, so now we just have to refresh. Okay, or if we wanted, we could just like refresh the page all the time, but you can just like add here where someone can refresh the page to see the new thing. So if you just go back here, you can see we have 5a and 5b. So at least for now, we have these working nicely, selecting and displaying the available classes. This is really working nicely, right? Okay, so the next thing would be, oh god, it's just already 3 hours. I'm just going to stop here. Okay, yeah, we have to stop here, and I will see you in the next episode. But please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I also these days give you a gap. I always give like after creating this, I'll give 1 day so that you can watch this and try to reach where I've reached, so that we can continue from there. But today we have done a lot of good work. We have done the contact page, we have done at least the classes and streams, and now we know those ones are out of the box, and this is really nice. Okay. Yeah, so we'll continue from there, and in the next time we're just going to start from where we have these where we have the students and the teachers. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next one.